Hello everyone, it's Leo and it's time to start a new journey here at Magical Cinnamon. Princess Session Orchestra, a new Magical Girl show, an original Magical Girl anime has started. I've been on the hype for Princess Session for a while and now it is finally time for us to talk about the first episode. Before we talk about the episode itself, I just want to say that it seems that this show is not getting an official release on streaming platforms, at least not so far, apart from Japan, of course. So, thankfully, Tenos-kun is a fan sub that has subbed the first episode. Tenos-kun, thank you very much for doing this for us Magical Girl fans and that are starting this journey on Princess Session. And this is truly God's work. Thank you very much for working on this. And as I said, I was hyped, but I went in blind with not really knowing what to expect. So let's talk about this first episode. The first thing I want to talk about is Alysipia as a concept, which is something that was a little confusing to me before watching this and checking out the previews and summaries. But after this first episode, I can say I love the concept of Alysipia. It is basically an app in which people in the real world see it as kind of a YouTube. It's a place that you can post your videos. And people post videos about everything, about music, about dance, about makeup, about food, about everything. But it is also a magical universe, only for girls. This raises so many questions and I really want to see more of it in the show. We have a year long of content, so I feel like we're getting more on the concept of Alysipia. But girls who use the app are able to enter this magical world, and inside there, they're able to interact with locals, the Alysipians, which are basically cute little creatures. They're very diverse in colors and in formats, but they're all very cute, very adorable. And in this magic world, everything feels very colorful, very bright, and people go there. There is a place in that world that you can get authorization to do live shows. So you can go there and be an idol, a real idol, but inside that world only. And if you get the authorization, you can be an idol, but you can post your videos nonetheless. It is very nice that there is a safe place for girls. It is mentioned that boys and adults are not able to enter. They do not know this world exists. And the girls who go there keep it a secret. It is like this secret between girls that only they can reach and no one else knows about. It would not work in real world. This secret would leak, but let's play it out. Let's buy the idea. I bought the idea. It was really nice. And I wonder if adult women are able to go. It doesn't seem like that. But because it said boys and adults are not able to go. So maybe just girls, children, and maybe teenagers too, as we see in the episode. And right at the start, we are introduced to Minamo, who is our main character, and her friend, Nachi. Her friend is a real ball of energy, while Minamo is more of a normal type of girl. And I feel like the episode and the narrative is not really trying to do much with Minamo, at least at this starting moment. I feel like she is that type of character who is more of a blank space that will be colored throughout the narrative. At least that's how I felt while watching this first episode. All of the concept of the episode, or most of the concepts, are brought by Minamo. She is the one who explains them to us. But the energy and the action is all given to her friend Nachi. Her friend is very excited to go to a concert, a special concert that is happening in Alysipia. And later down the road, we know who this artist is. And girl, she's lays, honey. Oh my God. And so we have a moment of this girl running together with Minamo so that they can get there fast. The girl goes by first. Minamo stays a little behind. We get to see her dad and her brother. There's a little bit of an interaction between her and her brother. I don't know if that scene was supposed to be funny. I did not laugh. I did not like it. And I felt like it was a very slow and type of interaction. It feels like the characters, when they are interacting with each other, sometimes there is no big flow, unless there is a ball of energy like Nachi. But then we have the huge explanation of what Alysipia is, and then we go to Alysipia. And before we go to Alysipia, there was another scene at the start of the episode, which was probably in place of the opening. And it was just the two girls, Minamo and Nachi, going around town. And we see a little bit of the town that they live in. I truly don't understand that scene. I don't know why it's there. Like, why did we spend time seeing random locations? I don't know. I have a little hunch that it was to showcase the difference between the real world and Alysipia, because in the real world, things are normal. And in Alysipia, things are very colorful. And I really like the color palette in Alysipia. And it's nice that the color palette in the real world is very dull, but the character hair colors, they kind of call attention. They draw attention. We have the red or the light pink in Zeal's character. I don't remember her name. And we have the green or yellow. I don't know. For me, that's green in the character who's going to be Princess Meteor. Very beautiful colors. Very beautiful colors. Minamo is the only one who has more of a normal hair color, but still, it is a little bit more enhanced than the other characters. And I like this, but I don't understand that scene. Like, why was it there? Yeah, we see more of that world with the characters interacting with it, which is very nice. They are able to eat there. They're able to talk. They're able to have friends. There's like magical cars that the Alysipians use. And then they go to the concert. The concert is a big arena. And in that arena, we see both human girls and Alysipians watching. And one thing that I love is that we are dealing now with two different idol shows. UNIDOL Precure and Princess Session Orchestra. Both of them are using idols as a concept. And obviously, each one is bringing a different twist to the idol universe. And here in Princess Session, one thing I really like is that the character who is going to perform is red. And so everyone is using the red light stick. And girl, I love this feeling. Obviously, this is a new idol as well. And I just love this idol feeling of, all of the fans are on the same vibe. They're all there rooting and wishing for the idol to perform well on stage. And then when the performance starts, we get to see who it is. And it's actually a classmate of theirs. And so when the concert starts, we have a song. And girl, I just have to say, what a song that was, my friends. I loved it. And the character, I forgot her name already. Her character feels so fierce while performing. I loved the song. I loved her attitude on stage. I'm not going to say the animation was stellar because it was just regular, but I feel like they were able to do what they had to do with the animation that they could do. The one thing I did not like, though, is that when I'm watching a performance, I want to see the performance. I want to see the song. And it's okay if you show a little bit of the audience. It is fine. But the problem I have is when they interrupt or when they put other things above the song while we are listening to it. And in here, we had it like this. The dynamic of the scene was like this. When the camera was on the performer, we had the song. But when the camera went to the audience, we had the audience reacting to the performance. And we could hear them go, yay! And then they went back to the song. And then they went back to the audience, yay! And then we went back to the song. And then we go back to the audience, woohoo! Girl, I want to listen to the song. Okay, I get it. It was supposed to show how much people were loving the performance, both people and Alysipians. I get it. I understand the idea. I just hate the execution because they kept on not interrupting because the song was playing in the background, but they could just leave the song like entirely. Or just one reaction is enough to show us what was going on. So that took me off a little bit. But then some monsters appeared. And we had the idol who was performing being attacked. But girl, I was so surprised. I was so surprised because, there was a little bit of drama, and then she appeared transformed as Princess Zeal. Oh my goodness, she is so stunning. There's a veil in her eyes. Girl, what the hell was that? It was incredible. And then Zeal started performing another song while she was battling. That song is a song that we already know because that was a song that they had already promoted before the show. Very cool song. And while she did that, she battled. And here is a lesson that all magical girl shows, or all battle magical girl shows, should take. Use minions in your shows, just like this one. Zeal could battle, she could kick, she could punch, she could throw, because there were lots of minions. We don't want to see them fighting a big monster only. Of course we do, but if we see them fighting and being cool and being fierce, it's enough for us. And that was so cool. As I said before, the animation was nothing stellar. There was nothing like super special, but it was so cool. What they did there was really, really amazing. And everyone was running, and the Minamo stayed behind. Nachi wanted her to run, and Minamo started like watching, like taken aback with that beautiful, mysterious creature that was fighting on stage. She defeated all the monsters, and then she ran away. The villain also disappeared. And the villain is a man, so he is obviously invading Alysipia because we know that they cannot enter. Men cannot enter. And on the next day, Nachi and Minamo are talking, and they start discussing what happened in the previous day. And they started discussing the fact that we had an idol not an idol transforming. The idol was attacked, and then a mysterious other idol appeared and started fighting. And then Minamo introduces another concept. She thought, well, yeah, she is an idol, but for me, she looked more like a princess, fighting like the princesses of my dreams. And now I'm wondering, like, girl, I am pretty sure the princesses of Minamo's dreams are Go Princess Precure. Girl, for those are the princesses that fight like that, honey. And so it's like, okay, she's introducing to us, the audience, the concept of princesses who fight, and they are very fierce, who fight physically just like that. And so we have the two concepts here, the idol and the princess. And another concept is introduced, which is Nachi tells her that whenever there is a threat and whenever there is something bad happening and monsters appearing in Alysipia, princesses appear. And we see two silhouettes right there. Are those legendary princesses, past princesses? I loved the silhouettes already. I want to see those full designs, honey. They look very pretty. Oh my god. I vibe already. I vibe with those. And so we get to know that Nachi is also trying to be an idol. She wants to perform. And she is scared of performing now because of the monsters. And we see Minamo rooting her on. And here I am a little confused because I said at the beginning that I feel like she is more of a blank canvas type of character who can go basically anywhere. And here I don't know if they're trying to make her someone who roots for other people, or if she is just rooting for her friend specifically because she sees her friend trying very hard to be an idol. And she was rooting for her friend. That's what matters at the end of the day. And so they go to Alysipia again. Her friend is very nervous, but because Minamo is there, she is ready to start performing. Girl, Nachi, when she was performing, she looked really cool as well. There were very few people, but she looked really cool. And then she started performing, but a villain, the same villain, I think, who attacked before, used this opportunity to attack again. And this time we see what the monsters actually do. We see all of the girls who were watching go run away, and Minamo stays behind, and the monster attacks Nachi. And when the monsters attack her, they use kind of like this purple energy on her, and it feels like her energy is drained by those little monsters. And then Minamo just goes in and she just takes those monsters away from her, like very easy. Like she just picks them and throws them out. Like, girl, is it that easy? And then after she saves, not, I'm not going to say she saved her because, her energy was still drained, but she took the monsters away from her and she started protecting her, but the monsters were ready to attack her. While we saw this happening, we get to know a new character that we don't know the name of. I mean, we do know the name is on the website, but I don't remember, which is the mascot, the fairy, who is probably in charge of finding the princesses or gathering them. I don't know. But this fairy is with, I'm calling them fairy. I shouldn't, because this is a precure concept. I'm going to call the Alysipia bunny. The Alysipia bunny is with Princess Zeal, and Zeal is running towards where the monsters appeared because they will probably have to battle them again. But before they get there, Minamo wants to protect her friend, and then something glows and shines in front of her, and then a new item appears in front of her. It looks like an insignia with a drop of water, and this is called Uta no Kakera, which means song fragment or song piece. And she was able to summon it on her own. That seems to be important because the Alysipia bunny told us so after, and so she is able to awaken a power inside of her and a transformation begins. The transformation is very short, and the one thing I don't understand is why they colored the transformation like that at the beginning. I don't like it. I don't know why. It just looks weird and a little lifeless. I have a hunch that it's because they wanted to highlight the item, the transformation item, that big music note that's very pretty. But Minamo herself looked very dull in those colors. But then when she becomes Ripple, it's really pretty. It feels like they skipped a part of the transformation because the only thing we see is the gloves being formed and then she's already doing her pose. And that's it. But after she is already Princess Ripple, she's very pretty. Very pretty. And then the episode ends with her transformation as Princess Ripple. And so I feel like this show, in this first episode, has given us a nice premise. And it's nice that they did not bring a lot from the premise because I feel like there's a whole year for them to talk about what a princess is, to talk about how Zeal was born, how that girl that I forgot the name, I'm sorry, she's my favorite. She's supposed to be my favorite. How she became Zeal and everything else. And now I'm wondering so many things. I feel like this episode was really good at this. At the same time, I feel like this episode had a little bit of trouble with pacing and also with some scenes that feel very empty. For example, the starting scene, which I mentioned before that I did not understand why they were spending time with that scene, and other moments of the episode that I felt like there was something missing. For example, when the monsters appear and attack Zeal's concert, we see everyone in the audience run. But there's no dialogue. There's just people screaming. And I don't know, but it feels like I would like for other characters to be screaming, let's go, let's run. Oh my God, it's dangerous. What's going on? There's nothing. There's just screaming. And it feels a little empty. Is it because we watched too much anime? But I don't know. Those scenes feel a little empty. The Minamo's scene with her brother, it felt so empty too. Was it supposed to be funny? Was it supposed to be entertaining? What were we supposed to be seeing there? I don't get some of the choices that they are doing. But overall, I had fun with Princess Session first episode. I'm very curious for more, and I want to know where is Princess Ripple's transformation, or if it's just that. I really believe it's not. And I cannot wait for more, actually. I really like the songs, especially Zeal's song. Not Zeal's song, the other one that was performed before, which is her regular song. It feels like Nachi is also getting her own song. So I feel like this show is full of songs, and it's interesting. Nachi was not able to perform much, but, at least there seemed to be a ready song for her. Maybe we're going to listen to it in future episodes or such. And also another thing is that I don't know how I'm feeling about Minamo yet. I vibed more with her friend than with her. I feel like if her friend were the main character, I would be more involved with the action of the show. I still feel like there needs to be something more about Minamo for her to lead this in a great manner. And I don't know how to put it into words, but I need more from Minamo. And I don't know what this more is, but I know I need more. I just don't know what it is yet. But I'm curious and I'm excited as well. I feel like we are onto something good and I cannot wait for more. I really, really, really am hoping that this show is going to be really gorgeous. And this first episode was already a lot of fun. Anyways, babies, this was my opinion on Princess Session Orchestra. Are you going to watch it? Are you going to follow us? Follow this journey with me here at Magical Cinnamon? Are you excited for more episodes? Who are you more excited to see? Ripple, Zeo, or Meteor? Please leave in the comments. Let's keep talking about Princess Session Orchestra. Anyways, babies, this is it for now. I want to take this little time to thank the members of the Magical Cinnamon channel. If you are a member, thank you very much for your support. And if you've watched the episode, thank you so much as well. Thank you so much for watching. And until next time, bye-bye.